Yo, it's like 2 a.m. I just got back from praying at the masjid that all we called Quran. And then after I went with some friends to try and play pickleball. I had never played before. And when we get there, we're walking into the pickleball court and it's full. Like there's two courts, it's outdoors, and there's like lights. Like think of a tennis court lit up at night. It's basically that, just smaller. And we're I end up watching these guys just play, like they're going about it, and like they're pretty cool guys, right? Like muscular, like brown like me, have beards, and like kind of see like things that I like in them, right? Like they're charismatic, like funny, like good-looking guys who seem like nice people. And I'm watching them, and I didn't realize this until after, which is like why I'm making this video, is that I was like putting them on a pedestal, right? I was like, oh, it's basically like in elementary school terms, I thought they were the cool kids, and I was like, not, my heart wasn't racing, but like my chest was tight, like not even in a gay way. I was just like, yo, these are the cool kids, bro. I want to be like them. But I realized like maybe I'm not as big as like this one guy, but I'm pretty muscular too. Like I'm not like ugly either. Like I would say, maybe you think I'm ugly. I don't know, but I like how I look. So I found that like I was basically like operating like my younger self, because I wasn't like the cool kid in school or anything. Like in elementary days, I was just kind of like the guy who played video games, and like I wasn't a cool kid in like any sort of the matter, right? At least in my mind. And that's the thing. In my mind, I just was like this like nerd type of person. And I feel like that hasn't changed. Strangely enough, like the 7-year-old me is still like operating, because like technically like I could be a cool kid too. Like I look decent. I have a physique. Like I'm nonchalant. You know what I mean? Charismatic. Not tooting my own horn here, but that's kind of how I view myself. And I think like, yeah, that's how I view myself. And I'm just looking up to these guys as if like I'm nothing. Like it's literally just like I said, I'm putting them on a pedestal. Then I realized it's not even that I'm just putting them on a pedestal. Like I definitely was putting these people who are playing on the pickleball court like on a pedestal. But I think it's also just like a reflection of like me. Like it's a mental thing, right? Because the way they're acting is like how I would want to act, but I'm like limiting myself. In my mind, I'm like, I'm not a cool kid, so I can't like act like this, I can't do this, I can't do that. But really, what I'm upset with is like me being I just felt like I was like docile, right? Because whenever people would like I was having this conversation with my friend, and he was talking about how like speeding is like bad, and that like like we shouldn't have been speeding at like 110 miles per hour on this one road. And I was kind of like, I kind of disagreed in a sense. That probably sounds really bad. I kind of disagreed in the sense that like it was completely perfect conditions. He was like, but still anything could have gone wrong. So I was like, okay, I kind of see your point. Like I definitely see your point. Maybe you're objectively better, like you're objectively right. And that's what I told him. I was like, you're objectively right, but I still like feel like it was okay. Which is a step up from what I would have done before. I'd be like, oh yeah, you're right. I'm wrong. And just agree with him and like not disagree at all. Like I would just be 0% disagreeable, just a people pleaser, like agree to whatever this person agrees to. And that really bothered me, because that's not like, it's like you're restraining your own opinion. Like my opinion was like it's completely fine in this one scenario to like speed on that road. Like, it was fine, it was safe and everything. And that's what I thought. And like I was kind of scared to have like a disagreement, to like just have it like, okay, you think this way, I think this way, that's just how it is. I just feel like I never had any opinion at all because of this like people pleasing sort of thing that I had. And it's like I've noticed in the past that I was a people pleaser. I just didn't know I was still a people pleaser. And I define people pleaser by like just trying to agree with everything someone says, and like kind of like just go with the flow of what they're saying, but you never push back in your own direction. You never try to take control. You never try to disagree and have your own opinion. You just always want to agree. And I think that's just like not the way I want to operate. Like I want to have disagreements. I want to like go my own way, and like maybe we go separate. I think this is kind of like it could be like for whatever reason, but I'm just upset because of that because I feel like I'm docile and I don't have like my own opinion. I don't like think for myself. I just kind of take whatever is given to me from whoever's in front of me, and I don't know why. There could be a million reasons. Like one of the reasons could be like because I can't drive on my own, and I'm always driving with someone else. Like someone is driving me around places, and if I like I can't really go my own way in the sense that like if we disagree on like where to go or something like that, it's like I can just really push for us to like go home. If for example, if I wanted to go home but everyone else in the car wants to go somewhere, then it's like okay, take me home. Like they will do that, but it kind of ruins the whole thing. Versus if like I had my own car, I have like the independence of travel because in the U.S. you need a car. Then I could just like leave on my own. Like I have that independence. I could just go my own way, and that's like really powerful. But when you're like reliant on someone else for like transport, you kind of have to like use your head, right? And not just like ruin the whole thing, I guess, if that makes sense at all. Like I want to have like a strong personality in the sense that like I don't just like hide what I want to say. I don't hide what I think. I don't just like dilute it all and just agree with everything the person's saying. Like that's what's bothering me because I just feel docile that way. I want to have strong beliefs of like what I believe in, and that's gonna mean that I'm gonna be wrong sometimes. And like being wrong is not. I don't know why my subconscious views that as scary. Like my frontal cortex, my conscious mind, like I know that like it's not scary. It's not scary to disagree. It's not scary to be wrong. In the end, I just think I should take my own stand in things much more often, and like still have use your brain, use nuance, and look out for like the entire group as a whole generally, but still go your own way. So if most simple example, I haven't been in it, but if like everyone around you is smoking, like you don't just start smoking with them. You're docile if you do that. If you don't want to do it, if you don't want to smoke. So like in that sense, you would be like, okay, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm gonna go my own way, even if I'm the only one who's here that's not smoking. Well, so be it. I feel like that would be easy for me, but because that's actually where I have like a strong belief. But I just need more like strong belief and conviction and just like everyday like life matters, like on picking where to go or something simple like that. And I feel like I just get dragged along sometimes because I just don't say anything. I don't like have an opinion. Like, what are you doing, bro? I think I was just so scared to be wrong or to mess up or to like offend somebody. And that's people pleasing. That is completely people pleasing. Trying to like it's like I feel like there's one way, one specific way that I should act, but that's just not reality. I feel like that happens when I try to like get closer to Islam. It's not that Islam is the problem. It's kind of like my warped perception of viewing it. It's like I view it in this way where it's like sometimes like restrictive in a sense and like super strict. I don't know if that's the best way to explain it. But then I just start to like neglect my social life, neglect social skills, neglect like being a normal person because of some like misunderstanding of the strictness of my religion where it's not like that. Like that's a me problem. That's how I'm viewing things. And I think that's literally just taking other people's opinions as your own because people push them onto you. Especially with like religion, people are like, "Oh, this thing is bad," even if there's nothing saying that it's haram or prohibited. They'll just be like, "Oh, it's bad." Like even if the thing is completely halal, they'll just be like, "Oh, it's bad. You shouldn't do that." Like there's like one example would actually be Tarawih, right? People, if you don't go to Tarawih and you tell someone like, "Yeah, I don't go to Tarawih," they'll be like, "What the heck are you doing? Like, what are you wasting your time on or something?" It's like for me personally, like I do go to Tarawih, but sometimes I won't go because I feel like I won't get the benefit because I'll just be like zoning out, or there'd be like a better activity that I can do that I actually benefit from, like not just sitting there and like listening to the Quran, which is obviously there's so much benefit in that, but it's not mandatory Tarawih is not mandatory. Obviously, if you feel like you can benefit, no, even if you don't feel like you can benefit, go sometimes. But you don't have to go like every single day. Like people make you think that you have to go every single day and make this like nuffle thing, this optional prayer, like almost mandatory. Like in a way, like if you don't go, like, oh, what are you doing? But you're not even doing anything else productive anyway. I feel like stuff like that. It's like I guess I'm socially pressured into doing things where like even like no one's really gonna ask me like, oh, did you go to all the Tarawih on every night or something like that. It's like no one's gonna ask you, but you just feel like kind of socially pressured to do it for whatever reason. Like it feels scary to like not go to Tarawih because like, oh, what else would you be doing with your time? Or like you could be getting good deeds, but like you have to realize that in Islam it's made easy for us, right? You have your fard things, you have the 5 pillars of Islam that if you knock down, that is like your obligatory things, and everything else is just optional to help you. And you have to realize that like people, sometimes it's like sometimes it might not be in your best interest to go to the tarawih. Like for me, if I'm memorizing Quran or something, or I'm reading the Quran, I'm really reflecting on Allah, then maybe I don't have to go to tarawih. Like I don't have to. Like it's my choice. I have complete full control, and I know what's best for me. If I'm gonna sit home and just like watch YouTube or something, then in my mind I'll know that I made a mistake and I should have went, and I'll go next time if that's what I'm gonna do. But it's like you're capable of making your own decisions, but you just submit to the decision of someone else because it sounds like it's the better choice when you actually know yourself better, and it might go against the status quo or whatever. Like maybe I don't want to go to Tarawih and people are like, what are you doing anyway? Like I'm still I know in my mind that I'm gonna try to benefit myself either way, whether I go or not. Like, and I have to. This is like the improvement I need to make. I need to like have that mental improvement where like, no, I'm going to do this because I have my own best interest in mind, and I'm gonna stay home. I'm gonna read Quran. I'm gonna memorize Quran. I'm gonna reflect on Allah. I'm gonna do whatever I'm doing, and I don't have to listen to you. You know what I mean? It's decisions like that and like opinions, stances like that I guess I was shying away from. And it's like I know for a fact that Tarawih is like voluntary thing. I don't need to go, so I can exercise that, even if it's like against status quo. And this is just one example. I'm not like raging over Tarawih or anything. I actually really like it, right? And I benefit. I just don't go like every time. So I might have gone like 20 out of 30 days, which is still 2/3. So alhamdulillah, that is what it is. But I just need to exercise that more. To like disagree, to go your own way, to like agree with the other person but still think that your way is better or whatever, you know what I mean?